Hi. So I'm finally gonna do my followers video from like 3 days ago. And I have a bunch of questions. This is my mom's computer that I'm using. I'm gonna be looking at my computer, which is sitting right here next to me. This is already so awkward. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I categorized them. There's a lot. Oh shit. Okay, this might be a really long video, but okay. Okay. Gina asked me, okay, sum up why you love Destiel in one sentence. That is my question. Good luck. It's difficult. Yeah, thank you, Gina. That was nice. I have a really hard time with this. People asked me this before, obviously. I have a really hard time with this question. I don't really have an answer for it. Probably just that I love them both so much. Like, crap. So much. And I think that they could and do make each other really happy. And that's like the number one important thing because they're the best. Jacqueline, I think I pronounced that correctly, asked me, what is your all-time favorite Dean Kaz or most meaningful moment seen in the show? And that was Castiel Novak, but Jacqueline. Probably at this point it is either, see, I feel like season 8 is just like so great that it's like coloring my perception of the past like 4 seasons, because my immediate response is to say talk to me, the talk to me moment in 808, because it's just so good. It makes me so happy, and sometimes I just think about it and cry, because it's the best. So that would be my most like first answer right off the top of my head, but that was like the most recent thing. And so I also love the whole scene in the angel room in Lucifer Rising is amazing. And Don't Ever Change probably is another great one. So there's obviously many, but those are probably my top 3. I keep looking at myself. I hate when I do this. I'm sorry my hair looks like a mess today. Okay. Leanne, what terrifies you most in the world, and what's your personal fave Dean Kaz kink? What terrifies me most in the world is probably, on like a physical level, like extreme pain. It's really scary to me, which is why, and that like factors into all my other fears. So like that's why I'm really afraid of the dark and serial killers and other things that can cause me extreme pain, but not death, just pain. So it'd be fine if a serial killer came in and like chopped off my head and I was like just died. That'd be totally okay. But like if they tortured me, I would have a problem. And my favorite Dean Kaz kink is probably, yes? What? Are you done? No! All right. Are you done? I have answered 3 questions. Probably, I like wing porn, and I like riding, and I like frottage, and I like, those are kinks. Those are my favorite kinks. Yeah, those are the 3 that I like. Well, I don't always like wing porn. That's like a very specific thing. Mostly just riding. That's my favorite. Oh boy. What are your happiest Destiel headcanons? Asked by Eris Gray, and also saddest. Saddest? I don't have any sad headcanons. Sad enough. The show's sad enough. We don't need sad headcanons. Happiest? Well, they're not headcanons really, I don't think. I have like things that I would like to happen. So I have headcanons like if they became domestic and lived in a house together. All I think about all the time is them dancing, because they would be so cute if they danced. So yeah, I don't have any headcanons for like the show, the canon world. I just sort of am like, yeah. I'm so sorry. Those questions are really hard. Stop and Smell the Data. I like your Monty Python reference. That was great. What is your mentally planned out best case scenario for how Supernatural might end, realistic or not realistic? Mine's pretty unrealistic. I thought for a while the realistic one would be that I want them to die and go to heaven, but it would still be happy because they would see everybody in heaven, because like Ash should fix everything so that like heaven doesn't work like that anymore. And then they could all be happy together, and they would see their parents again, and Kaz would also be able to hang out with them because it's heaven. And also Kaz's problems would be fixed, obviously. But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anymore because they're probably closing heaven. That's my theory anyway. I don't know. I don't know anything. But now my one that I really want, that's probably not going to happen, but that I would like, is for Sam to settle down with someone that he loves. And obviously for Dean and Kaz to be together. And I mean, I get torn whether they would keep hunting or not, because I don't even know whether Dean knows whether he wants to keep hunting or have an apple pie life, because he tried the apple pie thing, but it didn't work. But I don't think it didn't work because it's not what he wanted. I think it didn't work because Sam was dead and because Lisa was like a dream woman and not, they didn't have like a, not that they had a real relationship, but they weren't like, I didn't see them being long term. Made me sad. But so I don't know. They might, I would be happy if they kept hunting or if they didn't. But as long as Dean and Sam were still on a, like, obviously good terms enough to like see each other all the time, but not be totally codependent and not be unhappy, and they'd be able to have people outside of each other, and yeah, the usual, whatever. Okay. Questions from Anonymous. How are you so fabulous? No. What inspires you other than Dean Kaz for your songs? Why are you so perfect? Also no. Thank you, but what inspires me other than Dean Kaz for my songs? The show. That's really just it. I used to write songs when I was younger that were just, I wrote them about my friends. I wrote my friends songs for their like birthdays and stuff, but they were so bad. They were so bad. They were really bad. Even though I actually based my friend, the most recent song that I wrote, off of a song I wrote my best friend Kevin for his birthday. They weren't completely the same, but I stole like the basic chord progressions. So, and I did the same thing actually for You Were the Best. That was actually a song. I'm getting so off topic. I'm so sorry. I wrote a song about, it was like a love song. It was called Unfinished. And it's basically the exact same as You Were the Best. The tune is the same, but the chord progressions are the same. I don't have original ideas. I'm so sorry. I have written like 2 songs other than Supernatural songs. One of them was for a person in their birthday recently, and the other was an original song that I wrote with Bible verse. So those are the 2. Not inspired by much else other than Dean Kaz. They're just really it. What made you first decide to write songs? Sang about Destiel. Was it difficult putting yourself out there and posting the first few? I wrote the Castiel. Well, I wanted to write music because I was like in the beginnings of the Supernatural fandom, and I was like, why is there Harry Potter music and Doctor Who music and there's no Supernatural music? Because I was like, these are all really intense fandoms. Why doesn't Supernatural have music? And I couldn't find any. I was like, this is mysterious. And I asked a question and people no one answered me. And I wasn't really in the fandom then. So like, I don't know whether I just didn't have enough people answering me. Cause I don't know obviously people probably wrote, yeah, they're actually, I know people who wrote before me. But why can't I speak? I couldn't find any. And so I was like, I'm just going to write it myself. And then I realized that Castiel and Hell and Fell all rhymed. And I was like, that's a song waiting to happen. So that's why I wrote the Castiel song. And then I just couldn't stop. And I don't think I was really nervous about posting it because nobody knew who I was. So there was no pressure for me to like do well. I was like, whatever, if nobody ever sees this, then I just did it for nothing and it doesn't matter. Then people did see it, and so it was really nice. and no one has ever said anything bad about it. So I just jinxed it. Now everyone's going to tell me how much it sucks. But yeah, I didn't really. It's actually harder, I think, now to write music, and it's more difficult to put myself out there now because now I have people who are like have standards about me, and it freaks me out. So, okay. Oh, here's one. You write extremely beautifully. Are there any writers/authors that you specifically admire, or do you think maybe shape the voice in your writing? If you need more cues, I can come up with more. I look forward to the video. Sorry, I read the whole thing. By Tumblr user, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sadie, Tsadde. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you. That's a very good question. I would say, writing-wise, like poetry, it's E. Cummings, it's a huge influence, and Pablo Neruda and Mary Ruefle and Matthew Zapruder. Those are the people that I was reading most consistently last semester when I was writing a lot, and so they influenced my voice a lot. E. Cummings is my favorite poet, and Neruda's like inching up there now that I'm actually reading more Neruda, so they're like huge influences on my writing. That's poetry. Fiction-wise, I don't feel like I really have influences because I don't feel like I really have a style fiction-wise. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a style. I feel like I just write like narrative and dialogue. And I feel like I like writing dialogue because I am a theater major, and that's like plays are really obviously dialogue heavy. So just being a theater major, dialogue, reading plays, and other than that, I don't feel like I don't read enough fiction. I'm like a failure at reading fiction. I don't know if this question was about music at all, but my musical influences are definitely Dar Williams. She's like the number one because her lyrics are the best. That's just a fact. Okay. Anonymous, what shampoo do you use? As you can tell, I seriously have obviously very big hair. I use Pantene. Actually, it looks pretty flat today. It's pretty nice. Usually it's more frizzy. It's pretty frizzy. I use Pantene Pro V for thick hair. Claire, the common loon, is what is your earliest childhood memory that you'd like to share? And Matthew also asked me to share funny, cute, embarrassing stories from your childhood. So I'm going to do that in all in one. Kill two birds, one stone. I don't want to kill birds. This is a very early childhood memory, and also this is kind of embarrassing. I have a younger brother. His name is James, and I was pretty bossy as a kid, and so I used to like make him, do stuff. He was pretty laid back, and I was really bossy, so he would just like do whatever I told him to do. And one time I put us in a box, like a large box, and I was like, we're gonna go down the stairs in this box like a roller coaster, and I put like an idiot, didn't understand physics or how the world works. I was like little, so I put myself in the front even though I was bigger. And so we got like 2 stairs down, and then the box flipped over, obviously, because that's how science works. And we both it's just one staircase. There was no landing. So we both flew from like the top of the staircase to the bottom of the staircase and like just hit the ground hard. And it was like the first time I ever remember getting the wind knocked out of me because it was really painful. And I remember just lying there being like, I'm dying. This is death. The angel of death has come for me. And it was because I like basically threw myself out of a box down the stairs. So that's me in a nutshell. I do stupid things. I still do stupid things like that. And other than, I have a lot of really stupid stories from when I was a kid because I was super bossy and super precocious and really attention seeking. So I was just really ridiculous as a child. I talked a lot, as I still do, so that hasn't changed. An object that has emotional significance for you would be my stuffed animal cat named Kitty Cat. I actually threw a temper tantrum over the summer because I thought that she was missing in Chicago because I hadn't seen her, and I just always have her with me, and I just didn't fathom that I had left her somewhere, so I threw a fit. And I actually told my boss that I had lost my cat so that I could have my phone out. So my mom could call me and tell me if she had kitty cat. Just like, you know. But yeah, I've had her since I was 3. Probably the only thing I've owned that long. And I need her to sleep. It's a really weird thing to say, but her head is really spongy. It has like, she used to be soft and now she's like really coarse because I've cuddled her so much. And now her head is really like, it feels like steel wool, and it's really good at like soaking up tears. So whenever I cry, I like cry into kitty cat's head and it just soaks up the tears. I'm so sorry. Why am I talking? Okay. I'm not going to do an impression, Matthew, because I can't do impressions. That is your department. I can't do them. But thank you for having enough faith in me to think that I could do an impression, but I can't do any. Riley. I love Riley. Riley asked me, what got you into Supernatural? What made you stay? Aside from Jensen, the answer is Jensen. My best friend Nick got me into Supernatural. He actually made me get a Tumblr, and he got me to Supernatural, so he is the reason that I have no life. And he told me that I would really like it because of Dean and Kaz, because I had already told him that I was shipping Remus and Sirius from Harry Potter. And then I just did not, I like was so freaked out by the first episode because he was like, oh no, you'll love it. Like you'll ship it like crazy. It'll be so much fun. And then it started and I was like, wait, this is not Kaz. Where's Kaz? I'm so confused. And it was scary and I was not expecting that, even though the show's called Supernatural. So what made me stay? It was definitely Jensen. I was like, who is this man? I've never seen him before. But also I like ghost stories. So that was probably a big part of it. And for a while, I actually I wasn't invested in it at all. I really didn't care. I was like, this is a good show to have on while I do my homework. Oh, whatever. And then I didn't pay attention. And it was really funny because I was already watching season 6 and Nick was asking me oh, did you like Swan Song? Like, isn't it great about the Impala? And I was like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, what? What does the Impala have to do with Swan Song? Literally didn't remember anything I couldn't tell you what the show was about. I was just watching it. And I was like, oh, Dean and Kaz, haha, the one in the dirty trench coat. But I didn't know anything about the show. And then I watched it again and became really obsessed. That's how that happened. But I'm an idiot. Anonymous asked me, oh boy. I already answered that. What is your favorite drink? Margaritas. Done. I also really like hard cider, but margaritas are my number one. What's your favorite animal? Tigers and wolves, also dogs. Who do you want to see right now? Probably Betty. Australia. So upsetting. I also want to see my school friends, but I am seeing them this weekend, so that's okay. But Betty. One of your fears. I already talked about my fears. I'm sorry, I really should have planned this better. I fear a lot of things. This is one that's relevant, is I really fear moths. And there have been a lot of moths on my dash lately, and I had to blacklist them, but they still get through because people don't tag their moths, and I really fear moths really badly. They're horrifying. I don't understand how people think they're cute. They're so scary. Do you have any or want any tattoos? Yes, I have plans for possibly 3. The one I'm getting first will be on my hip, back here, on top of my scar from surgery. Prized possessions, definitely kitty cat, like I talked about before. All my Harry Potter books, because they're all original, they're all I got them all the night that they came out, with the exception of 1, 2, and 3. But I started going to the midnight premieres when the 4th one came out when I was 10, so very prized possessions. And my laptop is huge, prized possession. What are you looking forward to this week? Like I said, I'm going to Boston on Friday. And I have an appointment also with my oral surgeon that is going to be lay out the timeline for my surgery. So that is also very exciting. Who is the reason you smiled last? Well, I talked to Betty an hour ago. So that was nice. I haven't talked to her in 2 days. That was fun. But only for 5 minutes. It was really sad. Melanie, Dan and Panties. When are we gonna kiss? No. Whatever you want. What would you do if Dean and Kaz kissed for the season 8 finale? I literally don't know what I would do. I would cry a lot. I thought about this. I'm like, what would happen if they were beginning? I literally don't think I would get out of bed for like a week. I would lie there crying for like 7 full days. I would never get over it. Like when they hugged, I like threw a parade in my mind and I like smiled a lot. And I walked down the street like making eye contact with people and smiling and like listening to music and like dancing around in public and telling people that I love them for no reason. Like it was a big deal. So it would be that times like a million plus a lot more crying. And I have to like emotionally recover from that thought. How are you and Betty so cute? What is your favorite dish your mom makes? It's not a dish, but she makes these Valentine's Day cookies that are amazing. I don't care about food. I just care about desserts. But we're going to make them together this year, so that's going to be nice. What's your favorite takeout place? Domino's. I really like Domino's. They have this deep dish that's new. That computer keeps beeping, I'm sorry. They have a deep dish that you can get with cheese and also white sauce, and I get black olives, and it's like prime. Love it. Dave asked me, is a cat, tell me about the pets you've had. I would like to know. I have only had one pet. Well, technically when I was really little, we had a dog named Chessie, but we only had her until I was like 3, maybe even younger, because she was kind of mean, so she couldn't like be around people anymore. But she was really nice to me because I am the dog whisperer. But since then, we've only had one pet. My brother had a guinea pig also named Dodger. He died. That was sad. But the family itself has had one pet, which is my dog, Gabby, who just turned 12 4 days ago. And she is the love of my life and my best friend. And she's Black Lab. And she is the best dog in the whole world. You think your dog's the best dog in the world, but actually it's Gabby. She's the best. She wins. She won best personality at a dog fair once. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm sorry. I keep making these weird noises and crying. Zira. Hi, Zira. I love you. Do you have any favorite words? Can you cross your eyes, wiggle your ears, touch your nose with your tongue? Mutant ability, superpower you choose if you could. I do have favorite words. My favorite words are, I can't even pronounce them because I'm just used to writing them down. Defenestrate? I don't know how to pronounce that. It means like being thrown out a window. And iridescent and, did I say that right? Incandescent. What is wrong with me? I can't even think of words. Iridescent is a favorite, and incandescent, and defenestrate. And there's another one, but I forget it. I like words that mean shiny. I don't know why. I can cross my eyes. I cannot wiggle my ears. I cannot touch my nose with my tongue. I have a really short tongue. I think it's short. That was gross. I'm sorry. Inside my mouth is not pretty. Mutant ability, superpower you choose. I would like to say that I would like to read minds, but actually that'd be a horrible idea because then I would know that everybody hates me and my life would be sad. Probably flying or no, teleporting. Teleporting because then I could teleport to Australia. What's your favorite food? Audiophilium. What's your favorite word? Oh, I just answered that. I didn't realize those were the same questions. What's your favorite food? Any sort of potato. Like potatoes in every form. Like french fries and chips. I'm going to name every form of potatoes. Baked potatoes. We just made scallop potatoes the other day. Scallop potatoes are so good. But just like any form of potato. And also cheese. So potatoes and cheese is even better, which is like what scallop potatoes are. So there you go. Scallop potatoes. Also really like all forms of beef. So the best meal ever for me is like potatoes of some sort. So like there could be 2 ideal meals. Either be like a cheeseburger with fries or steak with scalloped potatoes. There you go. Done. Those are my favorite meals. Dean Winchester's left arse cheek. Sorry, I just did that. Arse cheek. What are your favorite animals? I already answered that. I'm so stupid. Tigers, wolves, and dogs. I also really like elephants. I also really like whales and sharks. I have a lot of favorite animals. I love animals more than people. Peter. I love you, Peter. You. You should talk about theater. What's your favorite musical? Children of Eden. Now you know. I'm sure you knew that because I'm sure I said it a zillion times when I was directing it. But it's my favorite. I also, Les Mis is probably like a really close second just because it's been around in my life the longest. But Children of Eden I have more of an emotional connection to, and a intellectual connection to, and I just love Children of Eden. What's your favorite? And then Que Sera Sera, or Q Sera Sera, Que Sera Sera. That's a great URL. What is your favorite song from musical, and can you sing it from memory? This is really difficult. I have so many favorite songs from musicals because there's so many different kinds of musicals. So like, off the top of my head, I was going to say that it's Ain't It Good from Children of Eden, which I can sing from memory because I performed it, and it's the best song ever. But I also really love, why did I just do that? Parade, certain songs from Parade are like unbelievable. Defying Gravity is like a big one for me because it always makes me cry no matter where I am, like in public. It's a situation. It's bad. But yeah, so I have a lot of favorite songs from musicals, and I can sing most of them from memory because I have so many musicals memorized. Because from the ages of like 9, actually earlier than that, like 7 to 18, that's like all I listened to was musicals. I like occasionally listened to the Beatles and Dar Williams, but that was it. Like it was really just musicals. So I have a lot of musicals memorized. That's it. I'm sorry for being awkward. I'm sorry that I wasted so much of your time, but I hope that you enjoyed this video of me answering questions because I always say I'm going to do one and I never do one, but I just did. So this is, now you have enough of my face to last you all the rest of your lives because you'll never want to look at me again after 27 minutes of video. I wanted to play a song for you guys, but then I remembered that I only know how to play like 2 songs on the piano, and I don't feel like rememorizing them enough to play. If I wasn't feeling so self-conscious, I would sing, but I am feeling really self-conscious, so I'm not going to sing. I'm sorry for being so awkward. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for following me. It makes my world, makes me really happy. I love hearing from you guys, so keep talking to me. I never get tired of it. And thank you for being so great. Bye.